hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the home of Black Titanic. Yeah, you guys, y'all know the house rules. Hey, trending at some point, Tanya B, Michael Bird, Jazzy J, like that. Nosy Rosie Grandma. Hey, babe, how are you? How you doing? Yes, Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. Yes. I decided to come on early. And so I leave out to go to the hospital after this. I give y'all about an hour and a half. Yes, I want to start off with house rules. Y'all know the house rules. I don't own any copyright music if they pop up. Everything for entertainment and educational purposes. Everything allegedly just my opinion and just my co-host's opinion. How my co-host doing this morning? Well, y'all know Juneteenth coming up, the day that the slaves were set free. Y'all know that Juneteenth is June 19th. Yo, guys, that was the day that the slaves were set free. Now, they had been set free 2 years before that, but those Euros didn't want to give up that free labor because they knew without our ancestor, they would lose their wealth. Why? They were too lazy to get out and work for themselves, yet they call us lazy. They call us lazy, but they won't get out and work for their own self. But so it was hard. We went over some of y'all be with me. We went over the Civil War, right? When the Dred Scott case kicked off that Civil War, we went over that, right? And it was determined that Dred Scott was a slave that had took his master to court. So Judge Tanner ruled that when a black person come through here, they will never have the same rights, the same respect as the European, because we'll consider 3/5 of a human being. So this put out a civil war because the Civil War, some believe in slavery and some of it don't. So a lot of our brothers and sisters was enlisted, not the sisters, but the brother was enlisted to help fight their own battles. So now we leave up to was it 1776? Yeah, 1776 now, that all men are equal and we're free. Now, slavery not really was abolished completely. Said that we're free until we commit a crime. Y'all go back and read the proclamation of 1776. So if we look at what's going on today, that was very strategic, y'all. They always playing chess with us. That was very, very strategic, because who is mostly incarcerated today? We consider the new plantation and the new slavery is incarceration. Most of everybody incarcerated today is black people. Yeah, so that's what that says, that freedom, unless you commit a crime. And boy, they'll make up a crime on you. You walk across the street, you got to go to jail. You jaywalking. Any little thing, you sneeze. You sneeze, Harley, they gonna make up stuff to put you in jail, because they still get all their free labor. We certainly, I think a lot of us been affected with this incarceration with family members, y'all. Yeah. So, hey, Purple Unicorn, Grand Rising BT. Hey, Tango, Grand Rising. Lady J, Grand Rising. Michael Barr. Now, today I'm going to be taking y'all somewhere. We will do Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's called When Friends Betray You. There's a Judith among you. Y'all remember when Judith betrayed Caesar Borgio, the man y'all called Jesus? Yeah, there was a Judith. And in that group sitting at that table at that baby shower was supposed to be celebration. Mel was betrayed. Now, Mel was betrayed by the least person we suspect, and that was Miss Mel. Miss Nail. Miss Nail. I'm like, oh my God, that was not even a balance at that table. And I was looking at Kimmy. Kimmy, aren't you going to say something? Don't you remember, Mel, Kimmy? Even your sister-in-law don't treat you like that since you had cancer. Mel been there for you and you said it. Even your sister-in-law, Tisha, act like she don't give a damn about your cancer. She sat there so quietly. Let me tell y'all something. If somebody sitting at that table, you got a friend at that table and they keep their mouth closed when people talking about you or trying to embarrass you, they are not your friend. That means that they'll go along with. Do y'all think Kimmy is Mel's friend? Do y'all think that Kimmy is Mel's friend? I used to think Chris was weak, but Nell is equally weak. Now, y'all saw what that expression that he gave her, that expression was, I know you're not going there. I know you're not sitting at this table acting like that. Now, Mel and Kimmy are the two oldest. I think Mel is a little older than Kimmy. She should have been a matriarch at that table. But Kimmy could have spoke up and said, not on my watch. Not on my watch, says Iyanna. Iyanna, don't play that. Iyanna would tell him in a minute, you ain't gossiping about nobody on my watch, not behind my back. I used to love her for that. When she used to invite her friends over, Iyanna, and what's the lady that made that Still I Rise? They were best friend, and I remember when they both used to talk about how they would put people out their house, out of their event, if they came in gossiping about somebody. So, I felt like Kimmy should have had her back. Kimmy. And Nell, man, she just dug in. Nell had the nerve to was the one who created the subject. She brought the subject Sheree's vagina to surface. Yeah, she did. Now, what Mel got to do with Sheree's vagina? I don't know. Not nothing. She has nothing to do with Sheree's vagina. Y'all know that. Just like I ain't got nothing to do. I'm so tired of hearing about Sheree's vagina. They production just running it in the ground. They just need to cut it short. I don't want to hear no more about Sheree's vagina, how good her vagina is. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, and Mel had nothing to do with what Martell, neither. When she said God said go, she left. And that's what she did, and then looked back when it come to Martell. So that conversation at that table was very inappropriate, y'all. Like I told y'all before, the ratings was up, and y'all know that it's mostly a female audience. So, they've been advertising Ace baby shower. A lot of females want to tune in to see the baby shower. Trenton at some point said, I'm over it too, BT. Hey, Trenton, at some point, are you a creator, content creator? Well, anyway, if anybody's here, concrete, tight tongue, thick tongue today. Carmel said, "Get away from me, thick tongue," when she be talking about Tisha. I love to hear her say that. Get away from me, thick tongue. Yes, ma'am. All right, I thought so. Because I knew I'd be looking at y'all stuff. Oh, Malcolm Barr said, no, Mel doesn't have any friends on the show. All of them is jealous of her, including Nellie. Let me be putting y'all stuff up here. No, she don't. There was not even a balance there. You guys, not even a balance at that table. I could have sworn that at least Kimmy. If nobody shouldn't have been there, should have been Kimmy. What y'all think? Do y'all think that Mel should forgive Nell and Kimmy? Now we already know she didn't try to forgive Tisha over and over and over. She'll apologize to Tisha, but that don't work. And pretentious. Happy Thursday. Yeah, it is, ain't it, y'all? Hey, let me tell y'all something. Thank you guys for sending me the cash app. There was one young lady when I pulled up in the parking lot of the hospital, $100 went off. Hey, whoever you are, thank you. You said this is for parking. And this has allowed me to do what I do today. I'm able to come home, don't have to sit at that hospital all day. I can come home, go back, come home, go to sleep, go back in between times because I have money to pay for that parking. Child, that parking is expensive. So thank you, the young lady that sent that $100. Thank all of you for your cash app, whatever you do for me financially, thank y'all. And thank y'all subscribers. I'm almost getting to 9,000. Hey, Pinky the housewife. Now y'all know Pinky the housewife. And put her up here. Pinky the housewife. She's smooth with her conversation. She never raised her voice. Pinky be over there, she be talking about my tail, and she just be so calm and cool, collected with it. She be so smooth with it. Pinky, I watched you when Stormy had cussed me out. You so smooth. You said, I couldn't sleep all night long. I had to come outside. I had to come outside. You got a beautiful home. But anyway, Pinky, a lot of times, see, I be sitting up at the hospital watching y'all, so I won't be tuning in the chat because I'll be sitting up there in that chair. Y'all keep me company. But you guys make sure y'all go to Pinky the housewife. We got to support each other, right? I want y'all to go to training at some point. We got to support each other, sister. That's right. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get on this now. Now. Some of y'all, I hope y'all don't unsubscribe when I talk about what I'm talking about today. I'm dealing with facts. I am not dealing with nothing but facts. I may be stepping on y'all toes when it comes to the man called Jesus that y'all know as Jesus. So I want to prepare y'all for this because what we're doing, we have to go beyond that we were slavery, right? So we're starting with, we were on this earth billions and billions of years before anybody else came into existence. Our DNA, we are older than the Bible, y'all. We were here way before the Bible was written. Now, with this thing about the Bible, whether you want to believe it or not, it is not exactly the gospel. Bits and pieces was taken out of them tombs and them caves of our history and put in that Bible. And a lot of stuff was flipped and twisted. Now, back in the tombs, our ancestor left all this information, but for some reason, we don't want it. We don't want it. We just been fed that Bible. This is the gospel. This is what we believe. But our ancestor left everything written in them tombs. You go over there in Egypt, all over there in all parts of Africa, even right here in the United States, and they got caves written instruction about your ancestors. Written. Same thing that's in that Bible is written. Your history is written on those bricks, and them walls and them caves and them tombs. So that's why I may be stepping on y'all toes, because you may not believe that your DNA is older than the Bible. You may not be able to think beyond that because that's what you've been taught. But don't take my word for it. Go study yourself. And the man called Jesus' name is Caesar Borgia, y'all. That's who y'all be praying to. Now I know I'm stepping on y'all toes. Don't take my word. Go read up on who Caesar Borgia is. Caesar Borgia is that European picture that we have been watching, that we have been worshiping. I know I used to worship too. The white Jesus. That Caesar. His name is Caesar Borgia. Look it up. I'm not going to go into it. I want y'all to look it up for yourself. Seare. Borgia. That's who there is a pain over. And when y'all call on that name, that's who y'all be calling on. This man was committed incest with his sister. He was a murderer. He had a gay lover. And so when you calling on that name, that's who you be calling on, you guys. This is facts. This is not. And then the letter J. The letter J is a new alphabet. J did not exist during those times, y'all. There is no such person by the name of Jesus that's holy. Now I know y'all be like, wait a minute, I gotta unsubscribe cause she stepping on my toes. I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to go read yourself. So I have to go there because I want y'all. Sexicam says I don't like to be arguing about religion. People be arguing with me. I don't want to, but I have to go into the history. That's part of our history. I be saddened those religious people. They use their religion to control people. Okay, I don't want to step on nobody's religion. I'm just here to give y'all facts. Okay, we're going to go into, now I'm finna go into the program. This is called the first part we're going into in the Black history, we're going to go beyond the 3,000 years, the 4,000 years when our ancestors was on this earth, right? Now, what I'm trying to lead up to is June 10th and how we got here. That's what I'm trying to lead into. So it's going to be 3 parts to this. Now, Pangea is spelled Pangae. Pangea is just a separation of the planet. Long time ago, let me pull it up. The planet was one, y'all. It was one. The whole earth was Africa. You are still in Africa. You're still in Africa, y'all. This is Africa. Now, I'm telling y'all some stuff. Thank you, Pinky the Housewife, for the super sticker. Now, these are facts. Pangea is an early geological time supercontinent that incorporate almost all the land mass, meaning Earth, Mother Africa. The whole Earth was Africa. Doing what happened was certain forces caused the floor of the ocean to do something, and the planet started dividing up and drifting away. So it's called Pangea. Now, our ancestors, the doggone tribe, they have always told scientists and geologists this way back in the day, but they're just not catching up with what our ancestors was telling them about the land mass and how we got over here. See, you was already here. Our ancestors was already here billions of years. That's why when Christopher Columbus stepped off that boat, he had a black guy. Because they always came over here to visit their family once the earth split, separated, drifted. They used the ocean to come and travel. Some of them didn't want to come back that way. A lot of them just stayed on over here what we call America today. when the land separated. So our people have always been here. There is nowhere on this earth that you're not going to go that you are not a native. We were here billions and billions of years before anybody came into existence. When they talk about the Garden of Eve, they be talking about us. That's who the Garden of Eve represent. But anyway, let me go on and get started. That is just an example of what Pangea is. Now, to know the geologists lately, yep, they had to agree with the doggone tribe that this still part of Africa. They found fossils and minerals and rocks, all that indicate. And then the mountain, the Appalachian Mountain, that mountain right there existed too. All that mountain was an extension of Africa. You're still in Africa. All right, let's get it started, y'all. It's gonna be hard for y'all to believe this. I know y'all, it's hard. Anyway, it's hard for y'all to believe this because we've only been taught that we were slaves. We always start with slavery. We have to go beyond slavery. We are here billions of years before anybody else, so our history do not start with slavery. Pangea, this is what we're talking about. When the land separated, when Africa separated and land drifted. Fossils. There has been all these modern technologies to prove what once our ancestors was telling them many years ago, that this whole earth was Africa. The supercontinent Pangea in the early Mesozoic. So here we go. Pangea, right, was a supercontinent. That means it was one that exists during the late Paleozoic and Mesozoic era. It assembled from the early continental units. Ebony for the super chat. Of Gondwana, Euramerica, Siberia, during the Carboniferous, approximately 335 million years ago. Now, they're just saying this is how, when the land broke up, this is how it was divided. It began to break apart almost 200 million years ago at the end of the Tectonic. Now, I'm going to move on down, y'all, right? I'm moving on down. You guys can go study this on your own, but I'm going to give y'all the main part. The name Pangea is derived from ancient Greek. Pan means all, entire, whole, and Geo means Mother Earth, land. That means Africa. The concept that the continents once formed a continuous landmass, they were corroborating evidence, right? By Dr. Afro Wagner, the originator of the scientific theory of continental drift. The continents was drifted. With modern technology, it has shown, and fossils have shown, that the earth split. Yes, it did. Let me go on down to the evidence of Pangea, okay? Evidence. The geographic of the continent bordering the Atlantic ocean was the first evidence suggesting the existence of Pangea. Pangea is what? The splitting of the continent, the drifting. Singly close it of the coastline of North and South America with Europe and Africa was remarked on almost as soon as these oceans were chanted. So if you look over here, this is how the earth divided up. It says the distribution of fossil across the continent is one of the line of evidence pointing to the existence of Pangea. Now look, all these fossils, right? They point to the evidence of Pangea, the drifting of the planets. So they gave it to Mr. Wagner, the Euro. But our ancestors, the doggone tribe, it's called the doggone tribe. They have often told the stories of how the land split up, that it split up from the ocean floor and it drifted. Okay. And so this is why a lot of us end up here in America. And fossils right here in America pointing that this was once Africa. Let me read to y'all again. The distribution of fossil across the continent is one line of evidence pointing to the existence of Pangea, the splitting of the continent. They determine modern technologies determine that it split it from the ocean floor. Certain kind of forces cause the land mass to split apart and drift. Now our ancestor, the doggone people, the doggone tribe, been telling them this, but they just not catching up. Anyway, let's go here. Additional evidence of Pangea is found in the geology of adjacent continent. It includes matching geology trends between the east coast of South Africa and the west coast of South America and the western coast of Africa. The polar ice cap of the Carboniferous period covered the southern part of Pangea. Glacial deposit, Pacifically till of the same age, and situations are found on many separated continents that would have been together in the continent of Pangea. So the continually amounting change provided further evidence, such as the application mountain chain extending from the southeast United States to the colonies of Ireland, Britain, Greenland, and Scandinavia. Moving on along, we talked about the fossil evidence, right? Let's go on down here. Your girl. Geologists also determine the movement of continental plates by examining the orientation of magnetic minerals and rocks. When rocks are formed, they take on a magnetic orientation of the earth, showing which direction the poles lie relatively to the rocks. This determines latitude and orientation. Magnetic differences between sample of sedimentary and intrusive and igneous rocks, whose age varies by millions of years, is due to the combination of magnetic polar wander with a cycle of a few thousand years, and the drifting of continent at over millions of years ago, which only your ancestors was occupying. We were here millions of years before anybody, you guys, which explain anywhere you go all over the earth is your home. because we are native to the entire earth. One can subtract the polar one components, which is identical to all the contemporaneous samples, leaving a portion that shows continental drift and can be used to help reconstruct earlier continental latitude and orientation. Like I said, a lot of these rocks, a lot of these fossils determine that this is once was Africa, where we at. You are still in Africa, you guys.
Despite heavy criticism, Wigner went on to publish the book The Origin of the Continents and Oceans in 1915, pushing the concept of what he called Urkontinent, meaning supercontinent in German, except in a 1920 edition of the book where, for a single time, he called the land the Pangea of the Carboniferous, coining the term from the Greek pan, meaning the entire or all, and Gaia, meaning earth. Of course, it was the Latinization of this word that became the more common phrase now, Pangea. And today, Pangea and the larger theory of plate tectonics are more or less common knowledge. Beyond that, though, I don't know if I've ever actually seen a good prediction on what the continent actually looked like. Most maps you'll find are either too simplistic for my taste, or just an artistic representation of Pangea, which can trade accuracy for aesthetic. So what I'd like to do today is make a rough estimate of what some of the geography of Pangea was like, and hopefully by the end we'll have a cool map or something. Obviously, this will just be an approximation based on what we know so far about the supercontinent. So with that in mind, let's get started. First, Pangea itself existed for around 160 million years, forming around 335 million years ago, and breaking apart roughly 175 million years ago. Over this time, Earth's geological engine was still turning underneath, meaning that on a geologic timescale, Pangea would have been constantly changing, and so one general map of Pangea can't really be made. Instead, we're going to need to pick a specific time in Pangea's past to look at. This one's going to be a bit arbitrary, but we're going to aim for between 190 million years to 230 million years ago. This was around the time of the Triassic-Jurassic extinction event, during which 20 to 30% of all marine species went extinct. For this time, the most accurate map for Pangea I could find was this one. But using this, we can now begin to look at specific features, and to start, I'd like to look at some of the mountain ranges that would and would not have existed during this time. For starters, nearly every major mountain range on Earth today had not formed yet. The Himalayas, for example, only began to form 50 million years ago when India collided with Asia. And overall, it was the tearing apart of Pangea that actually gave us many of our mountains. And the reason these all happen to be our tallest is because they haven't had enough time to erode. So to find out what would have been around during this time, we need to look at some of the oldest mountains remaining on the Earth, such as the Appalachian Mountains of the United States, the Little Atlas Mountains of Morocco, and the Scottish Highlands of Great Britain, all of which are nearly 500 million years old. Now, it just so happens that these three mountain ranges would have formed a single continuous mountain range across the supercontinent called the Central Pangean Range. And while none of these ranges stand particularly high today, 4 different mountain building events in the past produced a mountain range that was once as tall as the Himalayas are.
So you see, I'm going to stop it right there. From all this used to be, like I said, Africa, and it still is. That mountain, the Appalachian Mountain, proves that chain went all the way to Africa here. We were one. And then during the tectonic plates, the breaking up of the ocean floor split it, and the land mass just drifted. Indeed, you are in Africa. You never left Africa. So now you know, now this gives you an example of how we got here. We were here. We ain't went nowhere. This has always been Africa. We've always been here, you guys. And what's happening is that They're telling you lies in history. Most of your history is told to you backwards. Now, we were here millions and millions of years even before the Bible was written, you guys. There's no such man by the name of Jesus. Y'all better find out who y'all praying to. The man they call Jesus is Caesar Borgia. He was a murderer. He had a gay lover. He was just all the foul and immortal things that earth that you can think of was Caesar Borgia. That's the man, that Caucasian named Jesus. There's no such thing in the Bible. In that Bible, we predates the Bible now. The Bible is just an algorithm, sort of like folks' tales, bits and pieces of our ancient history is put in there. Say, for instance, I try to give y'all a little hint that went way over y'all head. Somebody told us what that Beyonce thing talked about, how that Beyonce video was old, but it tied into when back where a lot of our people went to the motherland. And I don't know how to erase that because I'm just fumbling. Okay. So the Dogon tribe is located in Malay. They still exist. They predict, they tell everything that they tell you about this earth, even up in the universe. The stars is just now being discovered by the Euros. So that's why their documentation of the Dogon people has been kept the world best secret. A lot of times the Euros say that they discover all of this, but when the doggone, it's been documented that the doggone people been telling them about the earth, about Cyrus, the extra planet, Cyrus A and Cyrus B up there, all those planets up there, because like I said, they believe that they stem from the star, and they been traveling back and forth up in space. Yes, here we go.
Likely symbolic parallels between key Dogon mythological characters and those of ancient Egypt. For instance, it can be argued that Amma is a likely counterpart to the Egyptian hidden god Amen, much as attributes of the jackal of the Dogon myths present clear parallels to the jackal god of the Egyptian underworld. Likewise,
do y'all know why y'all say amen at the end of the prayer? I bet y'all never knew that, right? Amen was a god, some kind of king or something. It was real. Amen. Amen. You say amen. Let me push you back. There you go. Amen. There you go.
Was an unformed universe, a body that is said to have held all the potential seeds or signs of future existence. The Dogon referred to this body as Amma's egg. Now, it's actually been noted by respected researchers of Dogon myth, such as historian Nicholas Grimmel in his book, A History of Ancient Egypt, that there are likely symbolic parallels between key Dogon mythological characters and those of ancient Egypt. For instance, it can be argued that Amma is a likely counterpart to the Egyptian hidden god, Amen, much as attributes of the jackal of the Dogon myths present clear parallels to the jackal god of the Egyptian underworld. Likewise,
y'all say amen at the end of every prayer. You didn't even know that comes from ancient, way back from your ancestor. Amen was
comparisons can be made between the Egyptian god Sat,
Amen,
who acts as judge between good and evil, and the pale fox of Dogon tradition, who is charged with a similar role of judging between truth and error. The religious beliefs of the Dogon were first documented in studies conducted during the 30s, 40s, and 50s by French anthropologists Marcel Garel and Germain Deterlaine. A very interesting aspect of Grael's observation of Dogon cosmology lies with the suggestion that the Dogon knows subtle details of the star system of Sirius beyond what might be reasonably observed with the naked eye. These details include an understanding that Sirius is a binary star system composed of a large, bright sun-like star, Sirius A, and a much smaller, darker, dense, and heavy dwarf star, Sirius B. Goral also reported that the Dogon are aware of the 50-year period of orbit of Sirius B and Sirius A value that the Dogon assign as an interval between ritual observances of an important festival called Sigi. As mentioned before, these attributes of the Sirius star system were confirmed by the modern scientific community in 1915, almost 40 years before they were reported by Goral in connection with the Dogon. Based on that fact, Carl Sagan proposed that the Dogon most likely learned these astronomical facts from some modern visitor and later chose to incorporate them into the body of myth they reported to Goral. Germain Deterlaine disagreed with Sagan's interpretation and defended the indigenous nature of the Dogon's Sirius information by producing a 400-year-old artifact illustrated by the Dogon people. There are other speculative aspects of Dogon cosmology that give the impression of a deeper relationship between Dogon myth and actual science. Goral says that the Dogon myths describe how the Dogon god, Hama, created the universe in matter. The Dogon conceive of the unformed universe as a kind of primordial ball that contained all of the potential seeds or signs of the future universe. This ball is referred to as Ama's egg, as mentioned before, and Dogon artistic renderings of it take the same cone-like shape as the event horizon of a black hole in science. Stephen Hawking describes a black hole as an astronomical body that most closely resembles what the unformed universe may have looked like. Likewise,
so since they have satellites, right, they actually have seen those planets. I call it Cyrus, he called it Sirius, planet Cyrus, all those extra 2 planets, 7 different planets that the doggone people have described in their ancient science. Yeah, it's real, you guys. And that they satellite, the black hole that they see up there, they call it Orion's hole. But yeah, our ancestors been telling you about the stars, about the different planets up there that the Euro is just now discovering by way of satellite. Okay, you guys, this is just how I had to go all the way back millions of years to try to let you guys know that, we started long time ago. Your history just didn't start with slavery. You have to go way, way, way back. Most people wanted to say, how did y'all get over here? How? And they always telling you to go back to Africa. We never left. This still is Africa, y'all. It's hard for y'all to believe this, but this is Africa. The United States is Africa. Like I said, once upon a time, it was just the whole earth was Africa. So when that ocean, something happened down there, certain forces was going on at the bottom of that ocean that causes the land to split and to drift away. And so our ancestors, we've always been here. They would travel. They would travel, man. They traveled the ocean. They was expert navigator. They knew that ocean. They would travel back and forth from the Africa that we know today to Europe, all over the world. They would travel. You guys, I gotta take this call. This the doctor's office, y'all. Y'all talk to each other. Hello. Speaking. Yes. Yes. Well, we was using start with a Medea. Yeah, that was the home health we were using before. So if we can get those again, I would appreciate it.
Okay, send a referral to a medicine. We like to have just a couple backups just in case for some reason a medicine says no. But what I'll do is send it to medicines first. And then do you happen to have a second company just in case?
I don't know. Can you text me a list of home health care that I could use?
So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and send the referral to your medicine, and then I will also send you a list of other facilities just in case. That way I don't have to bug you too much. Okay.
Okay.
But
yeah.
if the medicine says yes, they're willing to take it back, then we won't even need any other options.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, y'all. They're trying to set up home health care for me, so it won't be so hard on me when bro come home. Whew. Okay, so now I'm gonna put up this other little film, and the reason I'm putting up this other film because it went way across somebody's head. There was, I think, years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, they were dogging Beyonce out. They called it satanic because she was wearing this. Y'all might have seen it. This outfit she had on with the cow horns, and somebody said, "Well, they went over their head what about the history. They ignored the history of it and said that was some old film of Beyonce." All right, let me find that. Now it's gonna skip because I took a lot of stuff out of there. It's gonna skip over to where Beyonce is at. Now look, you guys, I know it's hard for y'all to believe this, but just don't take my word for it. Study. You gotta study. And you know, the hardest thing for me to do was with that religion. You know, I'm still spiritual, but to embrace who I am. Who are you? Who are you? What would have been like if your history wouldn't have been stripped from you? If your true spirituality wouldn't have been stripped from you? Who are you? We gotta do this for our children, y'all. I ain't finna argue. People be arguing with me and stuff like that over religion. I don't do that no more. I just give y'all the facts. You go look it up yourself, but we owe it to our children. There's too much information out there for us to have our children ignorant. So what we're gonna do here is look at, they went to Egypt. Every year they go to Egypt, right? You're searching for the truth of who you are. So here's a group of people going to go to Egypt. They want to see the ancestors writing what they left on the wall in them tombs. In the walls, in the tomb, it tells you who was born on Christmas, December the 25th. These are facts. I'm not trying to change y'all mind about what y'all been taught. But in those walls on that tomb will tell you who was born on December the 25th. And it wasn't that white man called Caesar Borgia. Let me find it. All right. So Beyonce is more woke than what y'all think she is. Look, some girl was talking about the Moors. Yeah, this gonna lead into the Moors the next. The Moors taught everybody, y'all. The Moors civilized the civilization. Y'all don't know about the Moors. They were the ones that taught Euros how to be civilized. They taught them how to bathe. They taught them how to stand upright. At first, they was walking on all fours like an animal. They taught them how to comb their hair, brush their teeth, hygiene. They taught them our history, and y'all know the rest. Once they betrayed us and backstabbed us and took our knowledge, took everything and flipped it and claimed it. Wrote the book, wrote that Bible, everything just flipped our history. So I'm finna go into this so y'all will know who really was born on that day called Christmas. Now this gonna go through. Y'all gonna see several white slide because I removed a lot of that stuff because y'all had seen it. But I just want to get to the part where with Beyonce and in the tomb, where they in Egypt in the tomb. So Michael Bird, hello, Robin Allen, Miss Reese, hey.
All right now, hit the like button, share and subscribe. This is Arthur Omer, and remember, eagles fly with eagles.
It's gonna go through a lot of white things, okay? Hey, y'all, I'm coming up on Madani. She still got these people. Let me pull over here in the middle. Look right here, you guys. Madani. She still. Y'all see the sign? I'm passing Madani. Y'all see that? She still got these people being held up. I'm going over here. See the mood now, y'all. They got all her stuff out of there. Like I can say, she still got all this. Her stuff is still in there. And now they moved it out the other
y'all
day.
See that?
Y'all see that, don't y'all? She still got her stuff in there. She still got her sign up. She's still squatting in there, and they still in court. I know all right, you guys, I'm finna sign off, but I know that, they still trying to get her out of there. They can't even put nobody else in there. They trying to sell that place, but Madonna is holding them up. She still got them in court. They still holding her stuff hostages. So y'all let me know if y'all see any updated court case coming, because I'll go for y'all and see what's going on. If y'all could make sure y'all post any upcoming court date with Madonna, and I'll go for you guys, okay? Yeah, like I said, she's still over there. Madonna is still over there holding up these people property. She love to squat. I don't know why nobody don't love in Marriage Huntsville don't like to pay their bills. All these big ballers don't like to pay their bills. Y'all, she moved. They got her stuff out of there. It's gonna go through this. Okay, Melody meets Beyonce. Oh.
You're worshiping the Baphomet.
Here we go.
And proud of them. That's a good thing.
So some of you saying, this is demonic that she had posing with horns. Do you know what the Methodist is? Baptist is? Before we get into the Baptist, let's focus on Beyonce's so-called demonic imagery. Most people have attributed the horns to demonic symbolism, yet they somehow forgot to address her print that she had on. So you guys say that this girl is, this is what y'all saying that it's demonic, and in fact it is horns. This is a fact from Egypt, of your ancestors. So you eat cows every day, but when she put them on her head, y'all say it's demonic. Why a cow? Why?
Because originally, it was the worship of an African woman. It will seem strange, it should seem to you, that the first worship that men worship was not a man, not a god, but a goddess. The goddess Hathor, 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 symbolized as a cow with a sun disk between her horns. the Jews adopted and called the golden calf. The present Hindus adopted it and called it the sacred cow. When you go to Egypt right here and the western bank of the Nile, there is a temple at a place called Dendera, Denderah, built in honor of goddess Hathor, and you will see 3,500 faces at each of the columns and other places of this African woman. And that's why they will have you go to Mecca and to Palestine and to, Jerusalem and to Bethlehem, but never to Egypt. Never.
This is where, this chapel is where Haru was born, in a manger, at December the 25th. Okay. Now, here's the book. Let me read it. You have the book? That's page 18. Here's the chapel right where you are. Is that the same chapel? Yeah. Okay, you see where I have yellow in it, right? Okay, so let me read it. This court and chapel, from a special unit within the great temple, they were used for the celebration of the Day of the Child in his cradle, a festival commemorating the birth of Horus, which, coming as it did at the close of the Egyptian year, offers a curious resemblance to the Christian festival of Christmas. How could it be a curious resemblance when this predates European Christianity? What was the symbol of this temple right here?
The cow.
What zoomorphic form?
The cow.
The cow. Now, have you often wondered why the cow is always in the manger? This is Hathor right here with the cow's ears that looked over Haru in his birth at December the 25th. Here you see a pictorial version of their painting of the European Jesus wrapped up like the mummy that was called the crucify, that we'll get into in the lecture series, showing you right here, why is it a cow? No one had never asked, why is the cow in the manger? Because the cow was Haru. And when Haru was born in the manger, this was his surrogate mother, the cow. That the cow symbolically plays the surrogate mother over the European pictorial versions of the Bible that we have right here.
Our motherfuckers can't handle it.
This is Queen Sheba coming up to defend herself. People are attacking her. So on December the 25th, I told y'all what they did was they copied bits and pieces of our history and put it in the Bible. December the 25th is Haru or Horus' birthday. That's where they get it from. There was not no man named Jesus born on December the 25th. The letter J did not exist during that time. Go study for yourself. All that stuff is in the walls of all the walls. Our ancestors left all this information back. That's why they written it. They didn't write it on no paper because they know paper could be destroyed. They wrote it in the walls. It's preserved in all these cages and all these tombs. When they said Jesus was born in a tomb in a manger, they were talking about Haru, Horus, Haru. That's who they was talking about. Go study for yourself. Just don't take my word for it, you guys. But anyway, someone wrote, how do you know who that they're trying to understand and who to study? How you know? Now, Dr. Ben was the first man. Dr. Ben travels all over the world. He is a doctor. He specializes in, he more than specializes in Black history. Then you got Dr. Clark. Dr. Clark also, too, is a Black scientist. These are men. And the man that, I forgot his name, the man that always taking people over there to Egypt and teaching them about our history. I forgot his name. But what I can do, y'all can do this. I know his name, Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben just passed recently. And Dr. Ben is a scientist. And Dr. Ben been over there over and over and over and over to Egypt, all over Africa, studying and teaching us. Dr. Clark the same way. Dr. Clark, I'm gonna put Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark in here for right now. So Black scientists. So if y'all want to look them up, y'all can start right there. Cause I should have bought something in here for y'all to go refer to. Just start with them. Y'all could just Google them. Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, those two right there are the two Black scientists that have been all over the world studying, trying to give us our true history. Okay, y'all. So tomorrow we're trying to move into June the 10th. But first, I try to give y'all the history before how we got over here. So hopefully y'all understand how we were here, how we always been here. I forgot to tell y'all that once we got here, before slavery started, you guys, most of everybody here was African Americans, were Africans. And they sent they forced most of the Black natives out and put them in Liberia. Liberia is where they started their own little country. But they did not want nobody to know that we were here first. So they tried to force all those people to start all over again in Liberia. All right, we'll get into that. Our people are so brainwashed. I so appreciate the pearls today. Okay, y'all, let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Today we're talking about Judah. Hey, ADR. ADR. We're talking about Judah, y'all, the betrayer. And then we expect everybody else to betray Mel, but there was a Judah in the midst of them. In the midst of all of that, that was Miss Nell. All right, I'm gonna go through the presentation so I can let's see, 10:20. I'm gonna leave out by 11:30, so I give y'all an hour. Go see bruh. Mm-hmm. This is called When Friends Betray Your Trust. Will you forgive your friend? Now, if it's a misunderstanding, I could see you forgiving your friend. You may want to forgive, but what Ms. Neal did, no, she initiated the gossip to embarrass Mel. She initiated, yeah. Could y'all think she need to forgive? What about Kimmy? Kimmy too. Kimmy sit right there and say nothing. Mel for our ancestors. Again, hit that like button, share and subscribe, and don't forget our ancestors who died on the Titanic. Black Titanic. So I'm examining the similarities between the Last Supper, what you Bible scholars would call the Last Supper, was just before this crucifixion. Now remember, look at that touch now. Tisha gonna touch Mel. Get ready, Mel. Get ready. She wants her undivided attention because she's getting ready, y'all. She is getting ready to put Mel on notice. Yeah, I got to put you on notice, girl, because we getting ready to try to destroy your mind. Yeah, Mel walked in so happy. She sat down next to this girl, and what did she do? She started going in on Mel. Now look, Mel, she started talking about Sheree vagina. Yeah, But look, y'all, them personal issues that y'all talking about, Sheree vagina, got nothing to do with me. That's how Mel looking at her. Why do these personal issues about Martell? What do they have to do with me? I buried Martell when God said go. I left him when I divorced him. You talking about this girl vagina have nothing to do with me. What is her intention? This girl touched her. Just like in that story of Jesus when Judas, what he did was he gave Jesus, or Caesar, better known as Caesar Borgio, better known as Jesus, he kissed him on the forehead. And the reason Judas kissed Caesar Borgio, better known as Jesus, on the forehead, because they didn't recognize him. I guess they were the Roman soldiers. They told him, when he betrayed them, they told him, well, we don't recognize him. Go up and kiss him on his forehead so we'll know who to grab. Yes, that's what he did. He kissed him on the forehead. Yeah, the act of betrayal, pure evil. Now look, she's going to do something similar. She's going to touch, right here, she's touching Mel's arm. And what's she going to do? Talk about Sheree's vagina to her. What Mel has to do with Sheree vagina? Nothing, you guys.
Thank you,
Not to
Pinky.
mention there's other sensitive details that they're sharing about Tiffany. They at the baby shower, but they talking about Tiffany too anyway. So what is this girl intention? We do know that oftentimes when friends betray your trust, it's not your enemies, but it's your friend or family or sibling or someone you had as a mentor or someone once was close to you. I'm putting you on notice now. She touching her. I'm putting you on notice now when she touched it, that I'm getting ready to try to destroy your mind. She giggled all the way through it. What is everybody at this table intention? And their intention is to hurt Mel, Tisha, the Judah of the group. Well, there is a Judah among you. There is a snake among you. Indeed, it is the Last Supper, you guys. Yes, the Last Supper, yeah. Hopefully Mel just sitting there. She's taking it in. She's watching, she's looking, she's listening. Miss Nell Fletcher. Miss Nell Fletcher betrays her. Oh, Nell, why? You know me, Mel. I have given you the most sensitive and the most painful situation. Details about my relationship with my man. Details about my family dynamic, Mel. You so freely bringing up this subject just to embarrass me. None of you respect my privacy. None of you don't even respect Tiffany's place right now. This is an event. This is a baby shower, and you up here trying to embarrass me. Mel sits right there with that disappointment on her face. You can tell she is highly disappointed with Nell. Nell is using Sheree's relationship, weaponizing it with her other buddies, her enemies sitting at the table. Indeed, this is the this is the biggest betrayal of it all because, see, she already done peeped. Tisha. She been there before with Tisha. She talked to Tisha when they was friends. Tisha used that advice that she gave her, those details that she gave her, and weaponized it. Every time she got mad at her, she threw coleslaw up in her face. Now here is Nell. It's not a misunderstanding. It's just not a misunderstanding. It is nothing like that. It is pure evil aimed at breaking Mel's spirit, aimed at destroying her minds, because you see, she's the most successful one at the table. But Nell, do you not think about, put yourself in Mel's place? You've been there. You've been there now. You've been there. This man that cheats on you. Look at how evil this woman look. And this is what she's saying. Yeah. Have you heard about it? Have you heard about Tiffany saying that Sheree must got the best pee in the world? What the hell does Sheree vagina has to do with me? Mel is looking so disappointed. You've been put on notice, Mel. There's a Judas among you. There's a lot of Judas. There's a lot of snakes among you. You've been put on notice. And this fresh one you got is Nell. So there is not a balance at this table at all. Not even Kimmy. All of these people are attacking this woman. There is not a balance. They're all they trying to destroy her mind. Kimmy, did you forget about me over there, Kimmy? You can't just say, now wait a minute. Not on my watch. Not on my watch, says Iana. Not on my watch. Are you guys gonna dog this girl out? Because you see, she's not a friend at all. She is not even a mentor. Only person being friends with Kimmy is Mel. Kimmy, did you forget that I've been there? Did you forget about all the resources that I've given you? I've been there for you through the chemo. Not even your husband there. Your husband don't even provide you, according to you, with the support. You still cleaning, cooking, taking care of his son. But me, I try to help you take care of you, Kimmy. Where are you? Why couldn't you show up for me, Kimmy? Jamel forgive Nell for betraying her. Jamel forgive Kimmy for betraying her. Kimmy, I had your back through the chemo, through the cancer, when no one else at this table cared a damn, Kimmy. Because you see, silence is participating. Silence means go ahead on. Go ahead on and throw all those daggers at her. Like I said, those personal Thank you, Andrew.
issues about Sheree vagina
Andrea Esther, thank you very much.
I buried my tail when God said go.
I suggest people
Mel says there. What's on their mind? What are these people in intention with me? These ladies at this table meant harm to me, trying to bring harm to me. Clearly, this is not a healthy conversation. What about you, Kimmy? Kimmy, why can't you show up? Why can't you say not on my watch?
All these people aim is to destroy this girl mind. Every last one of you sitting at this table. Kimmy, did you forget you just cried on my shoulder about what you're going through your household? Yeah, you cried. Did you forget that you don't even speak to your baby's dad anymore or your ex anymore? That's just how bad he treated you. But yet you can sit at this table and watch these ladies try to embarrass me and say nothing. When you've been through the same thing that I went through, Kimmy. Thank No you, loyalty, no T-Talk. nothing. With your girl for the When super chat. friends betray your trust. When friends betray your trust, it's awful. Now I gotta be put on notice that perhaps she's not my friend. Perhaps she is my enemy. And we know about Stormy, but we already know Stormy is gonna come in and say that Mel was a fan of Mel was a fan. We already know. Or Sheree. We already know that. That was aimed to hurt her, aimed to destroy her mind. Should Mel forgive them? Should Mel forgive all these people? I say not. Should she forgive Nell? No, because see, this is just not a misunderstanding. It's easy to forgive somebody when it was pure misunderstanding. But no, this was pure evil that you put out, that you brought to this table. You brought up the subject, Nell. You sit right there in silence, Cammy. Anyway, let me put y'all on notice. Be careful who you share. Be careful who you share your information with about opening up to your life, because one thing they will do, some people that they're not your friends, when they get angry, they would weaponize it against you. Here she go again now. Here we go again with Nell striking knives all in Mel's back. This is Black Titanic. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Indeed, everybody recognized this story. You learned about it when you was a child. Indeed, somebody is getting ready to be betrayed today. Yes, somebody. Y'all remember this story? The Last Supper, indeed. Yes, the Last Supper is when Judah sit down. We call it communion or whatever you want to call it today. Judah sat down and it was whispering at each other, saying that someone getting ready to betray Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia is better known as Jesus. Indeed, it's the most powerful story believed today. Caesar Borgia. Y'all look it up. That's his correct name. That man right there that y'all call Jesus, his name is Caesar Borgia. Yeah, so y'all look it up. Anyway, let's get to it. So much like this lady come and sit down at the table, I see similarities in that story they call in the Bible called the Last Supper, because somebody at this table getting ready to betray this woman. Yes, somebody. And look at her husband. Watch her husband while she talks. Oh shit.
So did you hear about what Tina said to Sheree? Did she think her keep her vagina?
Look at his face. Look at her husband's face. I got it covered, don't I? What's wrong with you, woman? What the hell wrong with you? He's looking at her. He is so disappointed in her. He disappointed in them, y'all. I know they gonna get into it when they get home. Look at this man's face. Yeah, Mel. Yes, Mel. You up here gossiping. I shared the most sensitive details with you. I've cried with you. I've had counseling with you. And what you do, you're sitting over here throwing a knife in my back. Yeah, the Last Supper. Look at how she laughing. Indeed, it was the Last Supper, and that was just the night just before the crucifixion. Judah knew he had betrayed his friend, Caesar Borgia, better known as Jesus. They had been best friends. They had walked together, talked together, cried together. Yeah, someone betrayed. Someone is being betrayed. Yes, so Mel had to get up and leave. We already know. What is your intention? What is your intention? Why do you feel the need to hurt this lady? Look at Kimmy's sister.
I know when to say deuces when it's a conversation I don't want to be a part of. Even if it's just me excusing myself to go fix the plate. I'm not sure why my presence automatically summons deep conversations. However, as soon as I sit down at this table, here they go, getting started. That's why we stand to myself. Did y'all hear the other part go? You don't know, sorry. You don't know. I've never heard you.
So let's go over this, you guys. Look at this other girl right here. How she leaning towards her. Y'all see the parallel? Let's go back and find that picture. Watch that picture. Y'all see the parallel in this picture, the Last Supper. Look at how they're leaning towards each other. Look, the similarities in this picture and what's going on at that table. This is clearly a spiritual thing. This man right here does not like what his wife is saying. He's sitting at this table saying, no, you didn't go there. Neil, I know you didn't go there. The Last Supper. Yes. Look at her. She's gloating. Yeah. What about when friends betray your trust? They're not your enemy, but it's a friend or family or sibling or someone you had as a mentor. Yeah, I think that's it, you guys. So tune on out. All right. Yes. This girl finna go all out now. Yeah. Now, this ain't no misunderstanding. This is nothing but pure gossip.
It was kind of alluded to that you were a fan of hers. Like you drove to see her. So Tiffany said you were really this. She said that Sheree said that Mel, she didn't know Mel, but Mel drove to a book sign next door picture, and I was like, and she was like, "That's what like a fan." So actually, there was years ago, there was a natural hair festival in Birmingham that happened every year. I was the speaker on the main stage. Eve Marcella was there. She was there. And that's a big deal. I mean, that's the only time I've ever met her. It's the thing that's now. You don't have a problem with her. I choose a lot with the people, not everybody choose life with one person.
Okay, y'all, that's it now. Ready for, I know y'all been there a long time. Miss Hicks. I lost Marita. Marita, come back up. All right. Okay, I want to read this to you guys. Thank you so much. You guys see that it was a young lady didn't know what to read, where to get started with about trying to find out about the history, the lost history. Miss Andrew Askew, thank you for the super sticker chat. I suggest people read The Destruction of the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Yes. And The Browder Files by Anthony Browder. Those two things, I'm going to leave it up there for y'all to write that down now. Those are two great books. Okay. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Marita and Pinky. Hey, Pinky.
Good morning.
Okay, what's on y'all mind? We'll start with Marita. You were there first.
Well, again, good morning. What all you were saying was so absolutely true, and was, and the breakdown of the Last Supper was, beautiful. When you look at it, and yes, Mel has always been surrounded by Judases, and Judiettes, and I'm not disappointed in Neil, because I already felt how Nell was. To me, Nell and Stormy and Kiki, they on the same, they like on the same page with the way that I feel. But with Nell reminds me, and I said this before, Nell reminds me of an old head deaconess in the church. And everybody, who husband cheated on her, and he's the head deacon, and he cheated, and everybody in the church know it. But now they're presenting this united front that everything is good. However, everything is not good in their marriage, and you can look at that sometime, and it feels like Chris is afraid to speak up and stand up when it comes to his wife. They could give everybody advice on, how you should do this, and you ought to be like this, and this is the way it is. There's no blueprint on how to have a successful marriage. Either you're going to have one or you're not. Either you're going to work on it or you're not. And, that is that. And what Nell did was so disrespectful,
Yes,
and so out of place.
Yeah.
And when you are a person who's portraying themselves to be a top-notch person, and I see things clearly, I see things equally, and I say Mel is my friend. When you sat at that table and they were having that conversation, you supposed to have shot that conversation down. It is not Mel's business what goes on with Martell, and especially what goes on between Sheree's legs. That's not Mel's business. And so why would anybody want to know what Mel think about what was said about what Tiffany said about Martell and Sheree? The lady that made it perfectly clear. I don't care. We're not married. It's over. God said go, and I went. And then when they said, well, what do you think about what Sheree said, that you were a fan? Sheree didn't say she was a fan. Tiffany said she was a fan. So Mel had to clear, and sometimes you do have to clear things up, because if you don't, people just run with it. And if you're the type of person that I am, I don't care what you say. You can run from here to China. I don't care. I'm not clearing up nothing if I don't feel like it. But Mel, she cleared that up. And as far as, Tisha, everybody knows thus far. Tisha is a dodo bird, and she has more degrees than a thermometer, and she is still as dumb as a sack of rocks. So that's all I'm gonna say about Dumb Diddy. Now, Kimmy is, Kimmy get no leeway with me. I understand what she's going through, and that's detrimental to her. And it is, because I just had a cousin that passed from what Kimmy is going through. So on that, I try to take it easy on Kimmy. But when you don't care about yourself and you don't care about your health, and you continue to be the type of person that you are, I have no sympathy for you. And I have empathy, but I have no sympathy for, I have empathy for what you're going through. But see, you see, this lady has been through so much. And while you're going through what you're going through, she was better to you than you was to her. Because in her going through her divorce and the nastiness of what Martell has done, and the side chick and your sister-in-law and your brother-in-law and everybody else, you was not there. We didn't see you being there for Mel, but Mel has been there for you. So you didn't reciprocate the kindness that Mel has shown you. So you sat to that table and you just was quiet. It's something that you could have said as a friend. You could have said, you know what? This talk is unacceptable. Mel and Martell has been divorced for 3 years. Okay, let's give this a break. However, when you're silent, that means you're going along with what everyone is saying. Yes. And so that's the way I feel. If you cannot speak for me in my face, so then I know you definitely don't take up for me behind my back. So that part. But you know what? Mel know these people not her friends. She knows that. There is nothing that we see that Mel do not see. There's nothing that we know that Mel don't know. Mel know exactly what she's dealing with on a day-to-day basis with these people. Mel go in. It's just like being on a job when you know the people on your job don't like you. What you there for? I go in, I clock in, I do my 8 to 10 hours, and then you know what? I'm up out of here. I don't have to see y'all no more to the next day. And that's the way, Mel is. Stormy is Stormy having issues right now. And their cause, and it's because of herself and her mom. Stormy is about one of the dumbest business women I have ever seen in my 60-some years being on the planet Earth. There is no way that I would jump on a bandwagon to attack another woman. We're going to put being a woman out the equation, being a human being. Just being a human being. So, Mel, she know what she's dealing with. She's not stupid. She's not. And see, my thing, I don't look at things with the natural eye. I'm learning how to look at things more with the spiritual eye, because when you look at it with the spiritual, you see it for what it is. Mm-hmm. With the natural, you're always trying to figure out, is it this or is it that? But the spiritual will show you exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. So that's my kind of take on it.
Well said. Thank you. Okay, Miss Pinky. Well, Miss Pinky left. Okay, next lady. Hello, Miss Pinky. Okay.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was muted. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me this morning. And thank you, Miss Titanic. I love the history lesson. You gave me more food for thought. Yes, you did. And Miss Titanic, I want to apologize to you from the last time I was on your line and you said you hear dogs in the background. Those was my dogs.
Oh, it's
That
okay.
was Bella the Husky and Coda the Aussie. You know, they try to tell me what to do. They run the house. And I don't have them out there locked up in their room right now, so you won't hear them.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I do want to say that everything that you said, Miss Titanic, is is right. I believe everything you say. Really, I do, and I just love you to death. And I'm so glad to be on your platform today. Yeah, and I hope your brother's doing better. I do want to
Yeah.
send prayers out to your family member.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you: do y'all hear echo, or is it just me, Miss
It's
Black?
just you.
It's
It's
just
just
me.
you. What you think about Kimmy and Miss Nail?
Kimmy and Miss Nell. Kimmy, first of all, she should have said something. She should have stood up and said, "We're not going to talk about this. Melanie is not here." And for Miss Nell, I thought Miss Nell know better. Right. And Miss Nell, I didn't know she loved the mess too. She just, I mean, how the way she was all up in it and just digging for more tea. And Melanie confides in her, gives her all her information about Montel and what's going on with her family. And for her to sit there and let those gut I hate to call them this Titanic gutter snipes. That's what they are, gutter snipes. It's just my opinion. But for them to be talking about Melanie like that, and Miss Nell is co-signing it, even him is co-signing it made me look at Miss Nell in a different light. I'm gonna have to keep all eyes on her from now on. And Kimmy, you know, Kimmy, she sits on both sides of the fence. I mean, she's on one side, she's on the other. You never know. But you know, Kimmy, I think Mel already got her eyes on Kimmy. But now she's gonna keep her eyes on the Miss Nell. And for Chris to sit there and tell he should have told his wife
Miss
when he
Miss Eda, I mean not Miss Eda, Miss Pinky. There's a little echo. Are you too close to the microphone?
I probably am. Let me push it back some. I'm
Okay.
pushing it back now.
Okay. Now say something.
Do you hear echo now?
I'm not sure. You ain't say nothing. Enough. You
Okay.
haven't spoken enough.
Do y'all hear echo now?
Yeah, but at least we can hear you. Go on. Go on
Okay.
and talk.
But Mel is smart enough to Mel is smart enough to know that these women are no good for her. And when she said deuces and got up from the table, she knew.
Mm-hmm.
I hope y'all can hear me. I'm still hearing that echo.
Yeah, we hear you. It's there. It's not as bad as when you're too close.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm sorry. But when Mel said deuces and got up from the table, that's her exit. It's to say that I have nothing but snakes at this table. Even the ones I thought I could trust, like Nell and Kimmy. No. But I'm proud of Nell. I mean, Kimmy for not Kimmy, Melanie for doing what she does. She got God around her, so she ain't got to worry. Those snakes gonna reveal themselves, and when they reveal themselves, Nell just cut them off. You know, she just cut them off. But and then comes to that other snake, Montel. Oh my God. Montel just revealed himself all over again. And nothing is going to prosper for him until he gets right by Melanie. And Melanie is doing good without it. It shows that she has been protected by God, God got her, and we got her as a Melanie. And I must say, I am a true Melanie's Melanie. I am. And I'm not going to hold up too long, Miss Tatiana. I'm going to go ahead and let someone else speak. But thank you. And I just really want to apologize for my dog. They just get out of hand.
That's okay, Miss Pinky. It's all right.
And tell your brother I'm praying for him, okay?
Yeah, I'm finna go see him now.
You are.
Marie, yeah, I'm finna go up there now. I'm gonna give y'all about 10 more minutes. You want to say anything else, Maritha?
Well, my prayers are to you and to your brother, and you just keep doing what you're doing. However, when you're doing what you're doing, be safe doing what you're doing, okay?
I
That's the
will.
only thing I have to say. And you have a magnificent day today. So I'm going to drop and get my day started.
Okay, I put all that into consideration, my safety. You guys are right. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. I'm gonna call y'all name out, then I'm gonna head out to the door to the hospital. Miss Trendy, at some point. Thank you very much, Miss Trendy. Miss Reese. Hey. Oh. Miss Reese. All right. There you go. What you doing, Miss Reese? Melody said, my ears are closed and my mouth is shut. This is BS. Yes, it was. And she looked disappointed, though. That she really did. Kimmy is a friend of me. Mel is questionable. Both are Team Martell. Kimmy always got something good to say about Martell. Have y'all noticed that? Oh, he's a good man. Oh, he's a gentleman. Yeah. She always got something to say. KC, how are you? Let's see what KC
I think
is.
she's just been brainwashed too much by those Scott's brothers.
She act like she got a crush on him.
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm. Miss Edie, yes, she's there like the rest of for the show. And Sheila, right. And then I'm going to get on out of here, y'all. 11 o'clock, I'll get that traffic trying to get on down the road. Nell wasn't ready for the backlash, what she's about to get. And yeah, y'all, I did pass Madani. Like she trashed that place. They got all the stuff and stripped the window. She had a real dark tint on the window. That been stripped. And I don't know if she just trashed that place out of anger or what. But yeah, she trashed that place.
That's out of anger,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's out of anger.
Okay, Miss Pinky. Bye, y'all. Bye, everybody. And thanks for the cash app, you guys. Thank you, everybody. Thanks. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here and supporting me. Bye. Bye, Pinky.
Bye-bye.
Oh, boy.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.